bow, 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 bow.
We're
Season
back.
2. Welcome back.
Season 2. That's what we're doing. Season 2.
Yeah.
Yep.
What's up, Mike?
What's up, man? I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah. I'm excited to be back.
Me too.
Took a little bit of time off. Busy lives. Summertime.
Yep.
Trips, vacations, family stuff. This is good. It's good to be back.
It is good to be back. I feel like I'm gonna explode with all my sports knowledge.
Sports now. Baseball. Can we just talk baseball?
It's the freaking summer of the Tigers, baby.
Best team in baseball.
Yep.
Best team in baseball.
Baseball.
I don't think we could have predicted this at the beginning that we'd be the best team right now.
Hell no. With a 14 game lead.
Dude, the division's over, right? I
Yeah.
mean, it's over. It's ours, right? Now we're just
Yep.
we're actually might get a bye.
Yeah. We took, I was thinking about this weekend. This past weekend, we played the Guardians.
Yeah.
Indians, Guardians.
Oh, where's my broom? I'm sorry. Where's my broom?
You know what they did? They went into their Hall of Fame closet, pulled out that drum, and they beat Cave Smith over the head with that thing. He didn't allow a home run all year, and what do we do? Trey Sweeney docks one off the freaking left field pole, and then
Who is it, Riley Green?
Riley Green.
Riley Green, yeah.
Oh, that was so awesome. That gave me chills. That gave me chills.
That was awesome. Oh, well, scoring that run in the ninth inning with McKenzie.
Yep.
Class A, supposed to be the best closer, can't get it done.
More like Santa Claus, but except no
giving us the gifts.
Yes, bringing no presents.
No, they're fun to watch. I mean, even pick a game. We're always in it, coming back. We score a lot of runs. Last night, 2-2. Colt Keith again.
Yeah,
against the Rays because we're playing the Rays right now.
It's
2-run shot.
Colt Keith quietly has been hitting the cover of the ball.
Yes, he has.
I think they said for I don't know, whatever stretch they use, and it was June and July, he's hitting like 330. His OPS right now, I think, is like 780.
Okay.
Yeah, he's murdering the ball. And I'm not gonna lie, a couple weeks ago, I was like, if they needed to trade somebody on the active roster for, to bring in him, but now it's like I don't want to move him at all. Like he's been so good.
No, he might be coming into his own.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, all these, and that's the thing with these trade talks, right? I mean, we got our group message going, and we're always talking about these different rumors, right? Because they put together these crazy packages for these trades,
mock trades and stuff.
And it's like, I don't know what I want to do. Like, I don't want to just like, they say about what the Lions, right? Don't fall in love with your players. Mm-hmm. But it's also like, man, we have so many good guys in our farm system.
Yeah, right.
It's like, I don't want to get rid of Max Clark. I don't want to get rid of McGonagall. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
McGonagall.
I said his name weird because I thought it was McConaughey, but it's McGonagall.
McGonagall.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But at the same time, we should get rid of some of these players, right? Because we are in a win now situation, right?
Yeah, and we got to strike when the iron's hot for sure. There's that, and then there's the you don't want to create a hole, you know what I mean? Like maybe in the future, but like also too, it's just like right now, like they're playing so well, and do what you need to do. But I don't. I feel like the Tigers are in a really good spot in that regard because I just think their roster just needs a little bit of tweaking. But I know we'll get into the trade talk stuff. We'll really dissect that. I'm really excited to get into that. But I guess going back to the Tigers, like what has been your outside of like the normal stuff, like what has been the biggest surprise to you with this team?
I think it's how they keep themselves in the game, right? Let me try to work through this thought. It really doesn't matter what point of the game, they're always in it. Whether they're down a few runs, a lot of runs, or we're up, they put themselves in these really good positions. They play as a team, right? We don't have, yes, we have 4 all-stars. We do. But you have all these guys that are just consistently showing up to the ballpark every day and doing what they're supposed to do, right? They don't let losses bother them. It's just something about how they're always in the game, right? And I don't want to use the word grit and gritty because that's like it gets thrown around. But it's kind of honestly what it is, right?
Yeah.
I think and I said at the beginning of the year, you asked me, what do you think our biggest issue is going to be? And I said, it's the young players.
Yeah.
They're going to make mistakes. Mm-hmm. And when we were losing some games at the beginning, it was mostly based off mistakes. So now we're here in July. We're in the dog days.
Yeah.
Right. I think these kids are getting it, right? That's not really so much. I think it's really these young kids that are coming around, right? And you got these veteran players like Javier, who is just, I mean,
yeah,
everybody's just kind of they're filling their role and they're doing whatever it takes as a team.
Yeah, and I think no, you bring up some good points there, and I think what it really comes down to is that they always put pressure on the opposition, and they do that because they play fundamental sound baseball.
Yeah.
They run the bases well. They're not blowing through at bats. Like, they're taking pitches, but they're attacking when they need to.
They're patient.
Yes. And then you look at them in the field, like that game against I can't remember who they were playing, but Wenzel Perez had those 2 putouts. And
yeah,
you break those plays down and you watch, and it's just like they are so on top of the game. Like, they do everything right. And like, you even look at the series this past weekend with Cleveland with Cade Smith in Class A. Those are 2 top-notch pitchers.
Absolutely.
Cade Smith had not given a home run, but the fact that I think the Tigers constantly put pressure on you and they make you make mistakes.
Yes.
Tigers don't make those mistakes.
No.
They don't.
No.
And if they do, they auto-correct and they put themselves back on track immediately.
Right away. Yeah. No, I completely agree with that.
Yep.
They're a lot of fun to watch. I mean, every game is exciting. Even on the games that we kick the crap out of the other team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Guys are getting hits and home runs that, you don't expect to be playing that well.
Yeah, that Jomani Jones guy.
Right. That's it.
Like, he's coming in, he's played like 20-something games, but he's been fucking awesome.
Perez, I think, is playing really well.
Plays great defensively, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. These guys have a role. Like, AJ Hinch knows where to put these guys. And I was so hesitant at the beginning of the year when they were moving all these guys around. And if you'd have told me Javier Bays would be playing center field and be a Gold Glove caliber, I would be like, you're just out of your mind. But they slide Colt Keith back to third, and then he moves to first, and then you got you guys, Javier Bays playing center, but they're all excelling. Like, I would have never ever thought that would work.
You could put almost any one of these players at any position.
Yeah,
and they're taking. I mean, yeah, Bays, center field, shortstop, third base. Where do you want him?
Yeah,
play.
He's great.
Okay, McKinstry,
mm-hmm.
third. Right field, played first base for the first time in his entire career.
Right.
Had 2 putouts.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. And then he's like tearing it up as soon as he gets on. When he's in the lineup, he's a terror. When he gets on base, he's a terror.
Yeah.
We traded him for.
Oh yeah, you said a AA pitcher, right?
I think it was Carlos Guzman, who's still in AA.
Well, I think we won that trade.
I think we did too.
I think we won that trade.
Yeah.
Who is underperforming for the Tigers right now, do you think? Because not everyone's going to be great.
Yeah. I'm kind of waiting for Parker Meadows to pick it up offensively, and I think he will. Yeah, so I'm a little bit kind of like wait and see with him. I still like having him in center.
Oh, he's a great center fielder.
And then when he gets on base too, he can do a lot of damage because he's quick.
Yes.
But yeah, him, I was really disappointed in Holton, Tyler Holton, but his last few weeks, he's been, he's picked it up. And then Flaherty up until yesterday. Flaherty pitched really well yesterday against a good Rays.
Yes.
I was really concerned about him, but hopefully we can steer that ship. What do you think?
Well, Flaherty was my big one.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because he got his ring last year, right? I mean, I'm sure that's not it, but yeah, when you came into the year and you saw Skubal, Flaherty, you're like, all right, sweet, we got a solid 1-2 punch.
Yep.
And yeah, Flaherty did have a good game last night, but coming into that, you're like, what's going on with this guy? He's kind of getting lit up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. The velocity was down. Like, he just did not have the range on his pitches anymore. And
I agree with Parker Meadows. How long has he been back with us now? A month?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So the numbers are, but his numbers do not look good.
No.
He's like a 200 batting average. He was down to like a 200 slugging. He's like 400 open. Everything is just low.
Yeah.
But he's got a good glove.
Yeah.
And he's just got to kind of
He's still
He's got to get into the groove, right? He's still only a month in. To him, this is only mid-April.
Yes. Because Riley Green started off the year.
Riley Green started out just like that.
Striking out a ton.
Yeah.
And ever since then, I mean, like the last couple of months, he's just been probably one of the best hitters of baseball.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, that was those three would be concerned. Yeah, Flaherty, it was just that one start. I'm hoping that it's a sign of things to come, but I'm still worried about him. I will say though, Casey Mize.
I was just gonna mention him.
Yeah, because I mean, I think we probably had the same question marks to start the season. Baez, Bays, Mize, Torque, and McKinstry. All four of them are way overperforming.
Yes,
Mize especially. Mize has been
Mize
number two.
Mize could I mean, compared his numbers to the other All-Stars, if he didn't have that injury, he might be an All-Star right now.
Right, because he's just not a name.
Right, exactly.
Because he hasn't been around because of the injuries, like you said. But his numbers are fantastic.
Mize is what we thought he was going to be, 5 years ago?
When we drafted, he was our number one pick, I think.
We were hoping he was our next Verlander.
Yes.
Right. When he came out, right?
Yep.
We didn't know what Skubal was going to do. And
yep. Well, hopefully the injuries and stuff are behind him because I love what I see from him.
No, he's pitching great. It's fun to watch. I mean, everybody. Reese Olson is back.
Yeah, that's
huge.
He kind of gets overlooked a little bit because he had a great year last year. Hopefully he stays put.
Do you know who is I think underrated on this team right now is how do you say his first name? Whatever, Montero.
Oh, he pitched great the other day.
Dude, he's pitching really well for us. I mean, I know he does spot starts.
Yeah.
He doesn't come in and out, but you can tell he's trying to earn his spot on this team.
He pitched that first game against the Rays, right? Was that the game he pitched?
Yes.
Yeah, he pitched that, pretty sure. Yeah. And he pitched great. I think he only gave up one run.
Yeah.
In 6 innings or 5 innings. Like, what else can you ask for?
He's doing great when he comes. When his number gets called, he's in there. He's doing well.
And it's really cool to think that like he's a guy that kind of flops back and forth between Toledo and Detroit, but he's getting to a point now where they can bring him up and count on him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And it's like when they expand the rosters later in the year, and they can have him on the full-time roster. Like that's another weapon.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting, like when the Tigers do make the playoffs, like what type of rotation they run, because they're going to have much more flexibility than they did last year. But it'll be fun to see.
Isn't it weird? So you go back to like 2010, 11, 12, 13, right around that. Tigers were who they were, right? Mm-hmm. Good team.
Yeah,
always in the playoffs. Last year, you and I wrote the Tigers off this same week. I'm pretty sure it's this same week. We were like, we're done talking about the Tigers. We're done with them. They go on the 0.2% chance. They go on that magical run, right? And then now we're July 9th. And, I mean, you don't want to get too far ahead of it. I mean, we're going to the playoffs, right? It's almost a guaranteed. I mean,
14-game lead.
A 14-game lead.
People are already talking, man.
We've had the best record in baseball since week, 2? We start the season, we get swept by the Dodgers. And we're fuck that. We're just like, ran with it the rest of the year. I think only the first time ever was last week. We dropped 1 game below the Dodgers.
Right.
We have been either tied or above the Dodgers for the entire season. So not only is it odd to say we're guaranteed the playoffs, we're going to win this division. It's ours. We're probably going to get the bye. We're going to the playoffs. But the fact that we've been the best team from the first couple weeks to now with only a little bit of a dip or always tied with the Dodgers. Yeah. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
There's no way you told me that back in February you're going to be the best team in baseball.
I know. I did not think that either. And I'm still have to like kind of pinch myself and then like I have to break the numbers down like with this team because it's really hard to just say, they're the best team in baseball. But then you look at like, okay, they've won 5 straight. 21 of 29 series they've won so far. They have they're 24-17 against teams better than 500. That's second in baseball to Houston. Houston's playing really well. They're 27-20 on the road, which is the best road record in baseball.
Okay.
They're 6th in OPS, 10th in batting average, 6th in home runs, 3rd in WHIP on the pitching side, and then 3rd in ERA. I mean, like, I literally had to sit there. I'm like, okay,
That's why our record is what it is.
Yeah.
Because of all those stats right there. And to me, it's the 5 straight. That's nice.
Yeah.
Right. But the 21 to 29, just win series. I don't care if the Tigers go out, win 2, lose 1, win 2, lose 1,
Right.
win 2, lose 1. You could do that all the way for the rest of the year.
Yep.
As long as you win series.
Yep.
Right. You don't need to go on a 12-game winning streak.
Right.
You don't need to do that. Like there's 5 games. That is nice. But tonight they're gonna go for another series win.
Yep.
Right. Just win the series.
Well, they did win this series, and that.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, the Rays are another. They're good for a series sweep.
Yeah, they're going for the sweep.
Yeah, and the Rays who just freaking beat the shit out of them. Was it a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
The Tigers retaliated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the Rays.
Well, look at Cleveland, right? Cleveland kicked our ass a couple months ago.
We just
We
swept.
came out sweep.
Yep. Just come back and we beat the Cubs. We beat the Yankees. We played the Cardinals a little while back. The Cardinals were coming in hot. Took 2 or 3 of them in their own building.
Yeah. You know, it's weird. It's the teams that we've lost series to. Like, okay, not the Dodgers. They're a really good team.
Yeah.
What did we lost to the Nats. What?
Yeah.
Milwaukee.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Right? I'm trying to think. Well, Cleveland. We lost to Cleveland. Okay. But, you know, they're garbanzo beans now. They're
Yeah,
done.
they've lost.
They were on a 10-game losing streak when we just left. I don't know what they did the last 2 days.
Yeah.
You know, we're losing to these teams kind of that you're not supposed to, but that's okay. I'm fine because, you know,
Well, I
you're
think,
beating everybody else.
and I think it's easy to chalk those losses up to like, hey, they just had either a bad game or whatever. Because the Tigers in the Nats series, they did have a bad game. They let Dietrich Ends. He got lit up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They had a piece together a start and it didn't work out. Like that shit will happen.
And games like that, you look, because so the other night, what game was it I was watching? I don't remember. It might have been the Nats. And I was sitting there and I'm like, why is this guy still in? All right.
Ends.
No, it wasn't Ends. It was I think it was Hernandez.
Oh, okay.
Tigers were just like, he was giving up so many hits. I didn't realize they mentioned it on the broadcast and made me think a lot more about it. Like, well, we don't have a bullpen right now.
Yeah.
So it's like one of the games. It's almost like, I don't want to say that AJ Hinch is conceding the loss, but it's like, if you're Hernandez, like, sorry, bro, this game's on you. Like,
Yeah.
I don't have anyone to, and if we're going to lose, that's fine, but you're going to get lit up tonight, but I'm not bringing anybody in.
Yeah.
Until, and then they eventually had you because sometimes it gets so bad, but they brought Vest in. Vest shut it down in 7 pitches, and now he was still available the next night, but he didn't want to bring Vest in because we had just used our whole bullpen.
Yeah.
The game before, and it's like sometimes as a manager you run, all right, we're probably going to lose this game.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, you just kind of have to take on. I need you to pitch 5 innings.
Yeah.
I don't care if you get lit up or not. I have no one to bring in. And it was a series before Cleveland, so it was the Nats.
Okay.
Because they were talking about, we got a division series coming up. I need to save all my arms. We're about to go try to get 3 more games on this division, which we did. Right. You know, it's just kind of one of those things like, okay, we're going to let this game is what it is. So unfortunately, you're just going to have to pitch through 5 innings, whether or not you give up 1 hit or 12. It is what it is.
Yeah, I think you can kind of see that if he leaves them in or whatever, you're just kind of knowing like, okay, and then knowing what happened the game before. They're like, hey, it seems like Hinch has a good beat of managing this team. And
I trust him, right? You got to trust his judgment.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. All right. So give me who's been. So you kind of went over who's left you a little bit worried, but who's exceeded expectation? Okay, in Skubal, like, okay, we can't use him.
No, because he's not really exceeding expectations. He's doing what we all expect.
Well, he is pitching probably better than he did last year.
Oh, he's number 1 Cy Young right now. I mean, he's going to win it back to back. I mean,
but give me a guy that's really surprised you this year. Javier Baez. Well, he's a new guy, so
it's a new guy. I've never seen this guy before. No, but it is. But okay, I give credit where credit is due. Okay, you can't deny how bad he was the last 2 years. All right, you can't. Worst player in baseball. The fact that he's a starting all-star this year and what he's doing, you can't deny that, right? I know I talked so much shit, but I had every right to at the time. the guy deserves credit. I mean, I did not expect him to turn around his career like this.
Well, I guess it just goes to show, like, was it a hip? Was it that bad?
But how long? But we're talking 2.5 seasons that he was just so bad.
Yeah, he was awful. But then, like, he got the surgery, and then now this year he's back to his old Javi Baez days.
Right? Because remember, I kept saying he had the yips. Right? The guy just forgot how to play baseball, but maybe he was fighting this hip thing, and it got worse and worse.
Yeah.
So I mean, Baez stands out.
You think it continues?
I mean, we're over halfway through the season. I mean, I think it can continue the rest of the year. I don't, we'll see what happens next year. And then who I'm really happy with. His numbers aren't the greatest. He's slowed down, but is Torkelson.
Yeah.
I'm happy that he's back to where he was. I mean, at this time last year, we had already sent him down, I think.
Yeah.
So Torkelson has kind of stepped up to where I expect. And then it's not that he was, but Dingler.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's not that he was bad any time before, but he's here this year. And I'm like, holy crap, Dingler is, and he's got the coolest name in baseball.
It sounds like he was like an extra in Boogie Nights.
Right. So
yeah,
Dingler is great.
Well, Dingler is a good one because he was not on my radar when I was thinking of that question, but you kind of had me thinking because when they drafted him, I don't know if he was known for his defensive ability like he is, but then you watch his arm strength.
Dude, he's throwing guys out left or right.
Darts, dude.
Yeah.
And then not to mention, I mean, his numbers like behind, like he's hit like 270, something like that. His on base percentage isn't that great, but he's still hitting dingers and stuff like that, for lack of a better whatever. But
Dingler's dingers.
Yes, yeah. But no, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Who do you got? Who's yours?
It's between Torkelson and Mize. Like, I did not expect Mize. Like, I had faith in him, but I also kind of just felt like, man, I just don't think this guy can put it together for a full season and be this good. But I've been pleased with him and Torkelson too, because Torkelson, I think his defensive ability at first base has gotten so much better too.
Yes. That makes up for his. He hits a lot of home runs. He gets some big time hits, but numbers wise, they don't look that great on paper.
Yeah, his batting average is a little bit lower than you think, and I think if as time goes on, because he still misses like good pitches at times.
Yeah.
But like he's got 21 home runs. He's got an 842 OPS. Last year I think it was like 670.
Which I think if anybody that's hitting above 800 OPS, that's what you want, right? Yeah. What's the league average? Do we know?
715.
715? Okay, yeah. So if you're above the league average, I mean, 800 seems to be a solid
really
number.
Good.
You're hitting,
you're really good, yeah.
And we have four hitters that, well, I know it's got to be Green.
Yeah, well, Green.
Is
Torres? Green, Torres, Torkelson.
I don't know what McKinstry's at bats if he falls within the number of minimum at bats, but he's over 800.
Yeah, he's at 817 OPS.
Carpenter is flirting with it.
Yeah,
he's always like 780 to 800 to
his on base percentage isn't as good as it should be.
Right,
his average. But I will say the Tigers have I counted today 10 guys above the league average in OPS.
Okay, well,
look at that last year. Probably I don't know what the numbers are, but last year they probably had like maybe one or two guys above the league average.
And OPS to me is really that's the new batting average. I really think that is what should be looked at. Yeah. I mean, you also don't want to have a batting average of, 220 or lower, but your OPS is really what.
Right. How often are you getting on base? And then how often when you are hitting the ball, are you doing damage?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like I agree.
Multiple bases, how hard you're hitting it. Yeah.
Yep. I agree. And because I think it's almost like the stat with pitchers and the win-loss record. Like, just throw that.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, just throw that record off.
I mean, Skubal didn't get a decision the other day, but he gave up one run.
Right. Or like Skeens. What is Skeens at?
Skeens is, he's like 4-7.
Yeah.
But he's got a 1.9 year. I mean, if your offense doesn't help you, win-loss record is stupid for pitchers. Yeah. It really is, because that has nothing to do with you.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, Skubal gives up one run. And we can't get him a W, like that's not on him.
Right. Yeah, right, exactly. So Yeah. Anyways, yeah, that's
Okay, I want to get into the All-Star game.
okay.
All right. So
Sorry.
next Tuesday we got 4 starters.
Okay.
So Scooball, I don't know if he's going to start. We don't know yet. The who's the coach
I thought I said.
or
I
manager?
thought I saw he is. Is it or is it still up?
Hasn't been named yet, but
Okay.
he is a starter that's in. He's available to pitch for it. So I think they're going to give it to him. I mean, how fucking cool is this going to be? You got Scooball on the mound. You got Torres at second, Green in right or left, and Baez in center. We have 4 Tigers out there. Now, this is what I'm really excited for, and I know this may.
I can't believe Baez is the starting center fielder for the All-Star.
So we're in not Houston. We're in Atlanta. So we're away. American League is away. And what I like they did this year is they're not using the All-Star uniforms. They are, I think, for like the home run derby and stuff. They're actually pretty cool. The lowercase on it because they're following the Braves.
Okay.
But for the first time in like, it has to be like 20 years, the players are wearing their team uniforms.
Okay, yeah.
So not everyone's in the same blue and red jersey, which I never liked. I hated that. I loved back in the 90s when you'd see everybody in their actual jersey.
Yeah.
So we get to see in the start of, the game is we're going to see 4 gray and orange jerseys out there.
That's cool.
If Scooball starts.
Yeah.
Right?
And the bat boy.
And the bat boy. The bat boy is in. Frankie. Right? That's the name, Frankie?
Yeah. Frankie Boyd or something.
Frankie's in.
Yeah. Good for you.
So to me, that's awesome. I know the All-Star game doesn't mean anything. I do think it's the best All-Star of all 4 sports because it's an All-Star game that you can actually play the game how it's supposed to be played. Like football, it's flag.
Yeah.
Right. Hockey, no one wants to hit each other. Right. And I think they're like, it's not even Eastern versus Western. It's like a draft.
Yeah, they draft. Yeah.
Basketball is a fucking joke.
Yeah.
Right. So this is a game that you can actually play a real game.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
But I wish they still did the home field advantage.
Yeah. I asked you about that today because I wasn't sure if they had.
2017 is when they stopped.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, yeah. I don't know. I'm excited too. I'm excited for the guys. I
always liked the All-Star game. I know it doesn't mean anything, but I watch it every year. I think it's fun. It is fun that we got our guys in. Do you watch the Home Run Derby? We don't have anybody in it.
I have in the past, but like I don't really have an interest in watching it this year. Like I was actually having a discussion with my son this morning about it, and I was like wondering, like, because the Home Run Derby is kind of a big deal in like the history of the game.
Yeah.
But like people don't want to do it because it's mid-season and there's like this stigma that could jack up your swing and get hurt. And
yeah,
it's like, well, should they move it to the end of the year? I don't know if they could do that, but like, I don't know. But it's kind of one of those things. Like if none of the top guys are in it, like Judge or I think
it's like the dunk contest, right? If you're not going to put the best of the best in,
right? Like, what's the point? Like back in the day when you had like
Griffey,
yeah,
Tomey,
you're right. Sosa and McGuire, juiced up, or Josh Hamilton that one year, and
holy shit, yeah, like 28 home runs or something in the first round. That was before they put the time frame on it, because now it's a different home run derby.
Oh, because it's not outs anymore, right?
Yeah, back in the day it was 10 outs.
Okay,
and now I think it's like 3 minutes, but if you hit 2 home runs over like a certain footage, like 420 or 450, then you get like an extra 30 seconds.
Oh, okay.
Something like that. Yeah, it's
I think we should go, you and I should go have our own home run derby. We'll broadcast it for the Mice and the Mice crew. What do you think?
What are the fences going to be at, like 200?
Yeah, we'll go to the Little League field across from the old Caper Steakhouse.
Yeah.
Probably blast.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, perfect. That's where I played Little League.
Is it?
Yeah.
Some familiarity.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Do it.
There's a green monster over there too. You don't really see it, but there's a field, not those 4 diamonds. It's like a kind of across from it. That's where we played in my when I went to St. Mary's. That was our home field. And the left field wall's a big green monster.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll go there. Now No, I like the All-Star game. I think it's fun, especially that we're gonna have our players out there.
Yeah.
I like that they mic up the guys.
Yeah, they make it more interesting.
They make it very interesting.
It's a much better watch than, like you said, than the others.
Yeah,
in the other All-Star games. It is really cool. There's just so much more history and nostalgia and just like this is the better vibe with the baseball.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be fun to watch.
And we'll see. We might get some more players in off replacements.
Yeah,
because guys are dropping. So we'll see. We'll see who gets in.
Mm-hmm.
But the big thing is after the All-Star game, the trade deadline, July 31st. We are what 22 days away.
Yeah, today's the 9th. So yeah,
I think we're gonna be buyers. I think
I would hope so.
So who we getting? Who we going to get? What do we need? What do we need? Right? I know there's all these crazy rumors. I don't buy into the Skeens trade. He's not coming here.
No, I
don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think we're gonna unload her just to have Skeens, right?
And I think I know I brought it up in our group text. So I didn't mean to cut you off, but I didn't mean to bring it up in our group text to put more fuel in the fire, because I think it's reckless for somebody to post that on ESPN.com and not to have any it's just like okay, I'm gonna trade you Patrick Mahomes for Jack Campbell. You know what I mean? It's just like throwing one of these hypothetical trade scenarios out there that is just not gonna happen.
And it's fun to talk about.
It is,
because you could come up with a deal that would work.
But if they put the context like, hey, this is just a fun discussion. Okay, cool. But like when it's on ESPN and you're not stating it, like I think it rubs people the wrong way. They're like, people are thinking like, oh, the Tigers might be looking at trading Cole Keith. Their number 1 and 2 prospects was Gibson Long and Jackson Joe for Skeens.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh my God.
I also think Skeens is really good. And I think it's a tough position for Pittsburgh to be in and teams like Detroit, because yes, Skeens will not be a Pirate till he's a free agent. I mean, he's got 5 years left under team control, right? Last year was his first year. Mm-hmm. So the team control thing is great. Yeah, you're going to hit arbitration just like Scooble's in arbitration. You're eventually going to, like, Skeens is making $800,000 a year right now. Scooble, we finally gave him $10 million last year because he's going to win an arbitration deal where he's going to make $10 million. You're not going to give it. I agree. You don't give him the contract yet because I have control over you.
You need to. Right.
I don't need you. But I'll start because a judge will say, well, all right, well, this guy's at least worth 10. Yeah, you may not want to have to, you don't have to pay him 50, what he's worth, just like Scoobs.
Right.
But here, we'll give you 10 to start with, right? And you still got to, but you also see teams like the Tigers where I don't think it's smart to unload your whole farm system. Like, you have to find a team that is like right in this really niche area of like, okay, we got enough capital to trade for Skeens, but we're also bringing Skeens in where we're not going to be good right away. Like, Skeens comes here, Tigers, I mean, that's a hell of a 1-2 punch, right? You're looking at like a team like, I don't know, maybe the Diamondbacks or something, right? They're like, all right, they're not going to be a World Series contender right away, but they can build around Skeens moving forward. Like Pittsburgh, they don't have that.
Yeah.
Right? And they're not going to build around him. He's no way he's going to stay there. They're awful. I mean, I don't know if he gets traded this year, but he's definitely traded in the next year or two.
I guess with Pittsburgh, you have to look at, like, I don't know what they have coming up in their farm system. I know they're not good. I think they've been playing a little bit better under Donnie Kelly, baby. But I don't know what they have coming up in their farm system. I don't know what their plans are. And, like, you have one guy and you're still, you have one guy that's clearly he's the best guy in baseball.
Yeah.
And they still suck. Like, it probably would make sense for them. I don't know when his value would be higher, if it's this year, if it's next year, if they wait. Based on, because like you said, he's not a true free agent until 2029.
Yeah.
It probably would make sense for the Pirates to trade him because they could get him.
And they're middle of the pack. This says
with their farm system,
they're ranked between 14th and 20th overall.
Okay.
So you're not doing any. To me, that you're not there's no reason to hang on to Skeens.
Yeah.
Because now you could go from 14th to maybe 6th or, maybe 10th with a bunch of young guys coming in.
Yeah.
Right? It would make sense for Pittsburgh to unload him, build a team.
I think
by getting rid of Skeens. Like,
yeah.
Pittsburgh's also in a really good position to, you're going to get a shit ton of players for Skeens.
Yeah, you would have to, like, in order for that to work for them, I think they would have to get a bunch of, like, a collection of major league ready guys. Like,
yeah.
Like the I will say, like, the haul that guy for ESPN.com wrote is probably accurate, of giving up Job and Keith, Gibson Long, and then your top 2 prospects. Like, that's probably accurate.
Yes.
So you're getting major league ready guys, and then you're also getting top end talent in your minors. Like, that's probably what it takes.
Yeah.
To get him. And if I'm the Pirates and that offer comes up, I'm probably taking it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think you have to. Because your team sucks, and, like, that's the only thing you're going to do to jumpstart your.
So who in the farm system is there anybody? Are you willing to give up anybody, or you have hard nose on some of our younger guys? Because we have a lot we can give up.
Yeah,
that's not going to hurt our. Because are we still number 1, number 2 farm system, right?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know we have 5 guys in the top 100.
Okay.
And then we have 3 or 4 in the top 50.
Yeah.
So, and then 2 of them are in the top 15.
Like, I'm fine with this Chris Rodriguez kid. He's 6. We gave him $3.5 million. He's 16 years old. He's just playing the Dominican. There's not much tape on him, but what you see is kid's killing it. Okay, you're talking minimum 6 years till he gets to the MLB.
He's far away.
Right? I mean, that to me, that takes us out of our, let's say he's a generational player. Okay, so you're talking 4 years, right? Well, I trade him.
Yeah.
I would get rid of him right away. I think I would get rid of Clark over McGonigal.
Yeah, McGonigal, whatever you say.
Yeah,
He's a lot of people are rating him as, like, the best hitting prospect in baseball right now.
He's climbing those ranks as the hitter.
They just promoted him and Clark and Briseño to Double-A. Both of those guys are on a tier, for sure. McGonigal. I don't know. I guess I don't know if anybody's off limits, to be honest.
I don't think anybody is off limits, but I'm not going to give you 5 of them for 1.
Right. And you can't be giving up these top end guys for a rental. Like,
that's the other thing. Yeah.
It depends on, like, how long we have control. How old are they? And a lot of the times too, coming from the NL to the AL, that makes a difference, or going, vice versa or whatever. But, and also too, I think you have to look at, like, okay, what, like, our younger core on the team right now, their positions that they're primarily at, and then what we have stockpiled in the minor leagues, because Briseño is a catcher and first baseman, and then we have Thyron Lorenzo, he's a catcher and first baseman too. They're both rated in our top 100. And then you have Bryce Renier, he's a 19-year-old kid. He's rated very high. He's got an injury right now. I think he's a shortstop. And then you have McGonigal, who's playing short right now, but who's projected to be a second baseman. Clark is an outfielder. That's a little bit different, I guess, but
you can move him around to any outfield position. But I mean,
exactly.
if you're stacked up with it, catchers and first basemen, I mean, okay,
maybe
you start looking at those guys, right?
And I think, so because the shortstop position, like, okay, McGonigal, you like his hitting, and it sounds like he's a above average defender. I don't know if you really want to move on from that. Like,
I think, to me, he's our top prospect that you hang on to.
Yeah, I think and then Clark, and then maybe Briseño, you kind of look at, or Thyron Lorenzo or Renier. I think you could look at moving those guys for the right package of players that are going to help this team, not just this year, but maybe next year.
Well, that's it. I like, you had mentioned it, like, I like having what are you trading? No rentals, right? I don't want to give up these guys to go get a guy that we lose next year.
Right.
I'm fine with giving. So, like, right now, Max Clark, just using these guys, right? He's not in the MLB, so we have control over him. So the way it works, if you don't know, you have to put in 6 years in the MLB until you can become a free agent.
Okay.
So right now, Max Clark's not in the MLB, so we have control over him until he steps foot on an MLB
What's
field.
The earliest is next fall. At the latest, it's probably spring of 2026.
Okay, so you're talking 8 years with him, right? Okay, so that's good. That's good for us. So if we can trade these guys and get somebody that we could get control of for 3 years, but someone that's already MLB ready in the MLB, but is under control by the team, that's where I think that's like making headway right now. That's what you kind of are looking for, not some guy that's like, all right, I'm here, but I'm out at the end of the year. Now we just lost, these prospects because, okay, well, we got a rental.
Yeah, because you're
right. Like,
essentially, you're burning equity.
As much as like, okay, Bregman, right? Okay, just for example, he'd be great to bring in here. I think he would really help this team.
I think the Bregman talk is silly. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's silly.
I mean, it's just based off his numbers, and I
agree. Yeah,
he would do good, but okay, but what we're gonna have to give up for him, he's gone next year.
Yeah,
he's a rental. So okay, so say it takes I don't know, Lorenzo and a couple other guys below out of the top 100. It's like, okay, great, but now he's gone and we just lost these guys. Like, does that do us any good? Like,
you're right. I agree.
I don't know, and I'm okay with also rental players, but let's not give up our top prospects for rentals.
I 100% agree with you, and the whole, like, I think I said in one of our episodes, I was done talking about the Bregman thing, but I'm not gonna lie, it fascinates me because I think he screwed himself. I really do. I think he screwed himself by taking these opt-in, opt-out deals, and he's playing for an organization that's probably gonna flirt around 500. Okay,
yeah.
So he can opt in and play for this team that's like dysfunctional, like the Red Sox.
Oh yeah, they're
kind of a mess.
Yeah, they are.
You get it off the Green Monster, great. Okay, cool. Hit 300, like, and be 500 the rest of it. Like, okay, then he can opt out. Okay, he's coming off an injury. You're not getting $40 million if you go to the open market, and you're going to be 32 years old.
Yeah,
it's just like I don't understand what they were trying to do with, like it was like a total gamble, and he should have just signed with the Tigers.
I mean, he should have. You know who and not 100%, I think Bregman takes some blame. I'm never mad at a player for getting your money.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I agree.
Get your money. Somebody wants to pay you $40 million.
Especially a guy like him. He seems like a good dude. He's a great player.
Right. I'm never mad at you for getting your money. Right. Yeah. But you know who I can be mad at is fucking Boris. And I think Boris does this shit, and I think he screws his players more than, like, yeah, he's looking for top dollar, but he's only looking at the East Coast. With, like, I strongly have a feeling that Skubal is done after next year. He's not going to be in a Tiger uniform.
I'm agreeing with you. I don't think he's
going to be a Tiger. He'll be with us this year, obviously, and next year because we have control through next year.
And I think the Tigers letting him go, and I think they are going to do that. I think that's probably the smart move.
But I also don't want to just let Skubal walk.
Oh, right, yeah.
I think next year is when you look for the trade
to move
him. Because now I'm also not against paying. I'll give Skubal $400 million right now. You know what I'm not giving him? 8 fucking years.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay? Because
I'll pay you $50 million a year for the next 4. I have no problem with the money for Skubal, but I'm not. You're 31, or you're going to be 31 next year. I'm not taking you into your 40s, and I love you, Scoobs. I love you, right? I mean, you're amazing, but that's just not smart. Now, for him, of course, take the longevity, get your money.
Yeah.
But not 8 to 10 years.
No.
I'll give you 4. I'll give you 4 at $200 million. Yeah. Right now, I'll give you $50 million a year to play for us for the next 4 years.
Yeah.
And so that's where my thing is. So, and Scoobs, he's probably not going to take that. I mean, I get it. Go get your 10-year deal. I just think at 31,
somebody will pay him.
Yeah.
But he's going to, like you said, he's going to be 30 years old. He's going to be looking for an 8-year deal, probably, near that $500,000 or $500 million mark. And like, it's not worth it. And I think the Tigers have a decent grasp of that. So it'll be interesting to see how they handle that. But I agree. I don't think he's going to be.
The only way I'm giving you a 10-year, 400, 5, whatever the number is you got to be. All right, let's say Scoob was just the way he is now, but he's 26 years old. then you fucking lock him up for 10 years.
Oh yeah.
Right? You know what I'm saying? You like, but when
he got screwed because of the COVID year, and then also too, like I think he pitched like pretty much most of his college career. Like I think he was, or at least he left after his junior year, and then he had the COVID year, and then he had the year of Tommy John surgery, while in the minors. So like he kind of got screwed there.
But I would hate to see Scoobs leave and we just get the what is the
compensatory opinion?
Yes, sure. Fucking can't say yeah.
You
know, and I don't think it's much of anything for. So trade him next year, right? Or pay him his money. I don't have a problem with the dollar amount. I really don't. He deserves $50 million a year. I'm just not giving you that length.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, I don't think he's going to be here.
I don't think so either, because he's a Boris client.
But I also don't think him not being, if he leaves, I don't think that puts us in a position like, well, there it goes.
Well, okay.
You know, there goes our team.
All right. Well, okay. So he is a Boris client. Maybe we could take some, study the Bregman situation. Like Bregman just signed this crazy 3-year, $120 million Boston. House. Could he potentially do that with the Tigers? But it's like, it's $60 million a year, and it's for like 3 years, like 6
with Scoobs.
Yeah. Could they do something like that? Or like,
I think you could. I think the difference is the age, because Bregman is 33, 34?
No, he's 31.
Oh, he's only 31. Well, then okay. So I would do the Bregman deal with Scooble.
So like that could be a possibility. I would do it too.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, you're not locked up for 10 years. That's fine. You want opt-outs. I also want opt-outs.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I don't like that you get to opt out every year. How about we sign 2 years? I get to opt out after the first year.
Mm-hmm.
Then you can opt out after the second year, right? So let's do a 3-year contract.
Yep.
I get to, as a team, gets to opt out.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I mean, no one's going to sign that deal, right? Obviously, this is the perfect deal for any type of GM.
Right.
Or, how about just 2 years and then we go from there?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'll give you $100 million for 2 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if it happens that route, like I would be pissed if the Tigers didn't pursue that. But my feeling is that it's after 2027 probably at the latest, if they don't trade him after next year, which I don't see them trading him. Like if they still have him under team control, regardless if they can get,
and if we're going for it next year,
yeah, they could be going for it again. Like they're not going to trade him.
I mean, okay, so there's that. Okay, so all right, fuck it. Say we win it all this year. Say we don't win it all. It doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. Okay, say we win it in the next 2 years.
Yeah,
one of the 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Are you fine with just letting him walk without trading, but we get to walk away with a ring with him being on the team? I mean,
yeah,
that sounds pretty fucking good to me.
Yeah, I'm totally.
I'll let you go. Well, we won. Yeah. If you want to go get your money, go get your money. I think it's when you're. I just hate seeing these guys go to the fucking Yankees and Dodgers. Right? Yeah, or the Mets now. Like that just. Like, I understand those are the big market teams that are going to pay you the money. I just can't see Scoobs in a fucking Yankee uniform, right? And it just...
No. You know what, though? If I had to, like, offer some counter to that, like, let those teams overpay for the...
Oh, absolutely.
Because I do think the Tigers have a solid system in place where they're drafting and they're putting these guys through the template. You know, the Tigers organization, they're coming out as like very productive ball players, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we're seeming to be in this position, especially like on the pitching side, and it seems like it's actually happening on the position side now too. We're like a baseball factory. We're just producing guys, and let them go overpay, because we probably have somebody coming in our back end. Like Job isn't pitching this year, but Job, I'm not saying he's gonna be a Scooble, but could Job be a top, an elite pitcher? Yeah, maybe.
No, I agree. Yeah, no, let those teams pay.
Exactly.
I mean, I think there's a time and a place to pay players.
Yeah.
To me, it's just these new contracts of this longevity.
Yeah.
Right? Because now you end up hurting the team in the long run. I mean, look at Miguel's.
Bobby Bonilla.
Right. Like, I'm not saying that you're not worth 30, 40, 50 million a year. But you are only for the next 2 to 3 years.
Right. Yeah. It's absurd to
Like, you think you're 38.
Soto deal, I think, is absurd to me. Like,
you're going to be 38, 39 years old. And I know they can restructure. So, but either way, you know, if you just average it out, right? Forget the restructures. You average out, you're making $50 million a year, but you're 39 years old. You pitch 12 games because your arm's fucking tired, right? Your whip is over 2. Your ERA is over 4, right? I mean, that's just like, now you're hurting the team.
Yeah, and Scoopel, like, he doesn't have a lot of. I mean, he's been so good these last few years, but there's no more than that. Like, that you just don't know. You don't know what's, like, how he's going to last, like, what's going to happen. Like, I think it's a risk to sign him to a long-term deal.
It absolutely.
And I think that I don't think the Tigers are going to do it. I really don't. Unless it's like that Bregman style deal, which I don't even know if Scuba wants that type of deal, but
no, I mean, he's going to want longevity. He's going to want to lock up the rest of his career, and I don't blame him for that. I don't
either.
Trust me, I want him on this team. I just, you really got to be realistic about how much you're gonna pay these guys.
Yeah, and I'm trying to also be careful too of, like, being overconfident and saying, like, oh, we can just replace him, because, like, what he's doing is not replaceable, really. It's not. I mean, he's so
good. He's so good. I mean,
while we have him for 25, 26, and 27. Let's just see what we can get out of him.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, going into a playoff series, I know we're going to have him, okay, for the first series, at least once. And then if we make it into the championship series, I might have him twice, and then World Series twice.
Yeah.
I feel pretty fucking good.
Yeah, those are dubs in the
yes,
in the column.
If Mize keeps pitching like he has, I feel really freaking good.
Okay, so let me we got into the trades. Okay, so I'm gonna give you you get to pick 2 positions at the trade, not players. Just what do you want? Okay, doesn't matter who do you want. Players, pitchers. You get to pick 2. We're making a trade. We don't know. It doesn't matter who. What do you want? What is going to help this team make sure that we get deep into the playoffs?
I want arms. That's it. Like, I'm not even focused on like a hitter. Is our position player is, like, very low on my list. I want some bullpen arms, and I would like another starter, but, like, that's kind of like I'm the like the cherry on top of the cake or whatever. Like, that's,
yeah.
Like, I just want some arms, because the strength of this team still lies with the pitching. And I feel like once you get into the playoffs, like, even if you're, like, teams go cold. We've seen it. Like,
oh yeah.
Somebody called in a 97-1 today and said that, like, it doesn't really matter about the best team in baseball in the playoffs. It's about the team that's hot.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Look at us last year.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? And it all comes down to, like, when you get into the playoffs, like, okay, you got to be hot, especially, like, offensively, to keep it going. But I think what can counter that is pitching. And
yes,
that's where I'm at. I just get arms. I get if you can get a couple bullpen guys, and I think that's easy to acquire without giving up a lot of capital. A starter is going to require a little bit more, depending on their contract and this and that. And but, like, that's it. I just please load up on arms. How about you?
So I always thought for a while we needed another right-handed bat. But I feel like a lot of these guys, we have enough tools on the bench that can make up for the bat. So right. I fall into pitchers. I want 2 relief pitchers. I understand you're saying about a starter, but I'm trying to think, okay, if we were to go into the playoffs right now, it goes to a 4-man rotation right off the get.
Okay. Right?
So you'd have Scoobs, Flaherty, and hopefully he's starting to turn around, Mize, and Olsen.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to, how big of a name or arm are we going to get that's going to replace one of those guys?
Yeah.
Right?
I know.
Does that make sense? Like, unless you trade one of those guys to bring in someone but I look at that, to me, that's a solid rotation. Those 4 guys. So I agree with the starter, but that means one of those guys is going to be out
Maybe you can move one of them to the bullpen. I don't know, or like
You could
get traded.
Right. Oh, yeah. Or you would get rid of one of those guys. But I don't see it. And the only person you're really going to trade out of those 4 would be Flaherty or Olsen, I think.
Yeah.
And I don't think you're going to do that because, I mean, what are you going to get that's better than those guys right now? And Flaherty, given him benefit of the doubt that he's coming back around. So, but I think 2 relief pitchers, 2 shut down. Like I would like a long reliever.
Mm-hmm.
Some guy that can come in the 5th and 6th if our starters are having trouble, and then a solid 8 inning guy, right?
Yeah.
Right before Vest.
Yeah.
Or a guy that replaces Vest and Vest moves to the 8th inning.
Yeah. Right. Yep. Yeah. You got to kind of look at like who's on the who do we have right now? Like our solid guys are you got Vest, Canely, and Holton.
Yeah.
Canely is just 90% changeups. And you have to be, and Chase Lee's been really good. Chase Lee
has been really good.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about him. And the thing is, too, I think it was a couple weeks ago, he pitched in front of Canely, and both those guys don't throw hard. Then Canely got lit up.
Yeah.
So you kind of got to be careful about where you position those guys. Like you want some, guys with some.
Well, and that's, I think we have a lot of guys that come in like Horn. Okay, he's all right. Hernandez, not a big fan of Hernandez. Like these guys, they're good, but they can get lit. I mean, they can get lit up at any time. Mm-hmm. So I think if you can get 2 more relief pitchers, long relief and a short relief pitcher, that's where I stand right now, at least on what we can do.
Yeah, I think that can be acquired pretty easily, and I think
I think so too.
Yeah.
Without giving up a lot. Now, you happen to come across a right-handed bat or a bat, that's fine too.
Yeah,
but.
Well, I think you kind of look at it like, okay, if they go all in, let's just play hypothetical. Let's say they go all in on a right-handed bat, and that's all they do. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you get an injury or two, especially within your lineup, and you never did anything to the with your bullpen or whatever, then you're really screwed.
Oh yeah.
But let's say you load up on arms, but you still have an injury to somebody in your lineup, you can still make do. Because you can still overpower teams with your line,
And we have enough guys on there. I think we have a good amount of utility guys, right? Whether it's McKinstry, Perez,
Banez is in Toledo, hopefully.
Right, but Carpenter, right? You got these 3 guys that they don't start every day that you could plug in, and I mean, obviously, Carey can hit the shit out of the ball. McKinstry's been playing well. Perez has been playing, and they're defensive. Perez is pretty good defensive player.
Yeah.
Right. So you got these guys that can kind of fill in.
Hey, right. I think everybody anticipates Parker Meadows to pick it up too.
And then you get him to pick up. Right. Exactly.
If he picks it up towards the end of the year, which I think a lot of people are hoping, then, that's like a number 1 hitter that you can just insert in the lineup and move everybody down and you're much better off.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I know they got Alex Lang is working. And he's scheduled to come back.
Cobb's. I'm not even consider him part of this team.
Yeah, I don't.
Even if he comes back, what now he's got to get ready.
I don't know what they were thinking with that, but
yeah, Cobb. That's just we just rolled down the window and threw $15 million out of it. So that's.
Yeah.
I mean, if he comes back, I mean, he ain't gonna be a starter.
I don't know what they're doing with him. I don't even, is he still pitching? I know he threw a couple innings in the minors, and I haven't heard anything.
Yeah.
Since. So.
Yeah.
All
right. So we got, what do we got? Well, we want to go, we're
going to do a
recap.
We did our, earlier in the year, we, before the baseball season, we picked our division winners.
Okay.
We're going to go back and revisit that a halfway point. And see where we're at.
Okay. So, all right. Well, let's start. You want to start with the NL?
Yes. Let's go with start with the NL East.
Okay. Who is leading the NL East?
So we have the Mets and Phillies. This was this afternoon. The Mets and Phillies are tied, and they're 10 games up on Miami.
I got the Phillies.
I had the Phillies as well.
Okay. All right. So far, so good.
So far, so good.
Okay. All right. NL Central.
We have the Cubs are leading, and they're up 2.5 games on Milwaukee.
2 for 2. I got the Cubbies.
I had
you had the Cubbies too?
Yep.
Okay.
And I think we probably both had the NL West with the Dodgers.
Okay.
They're up 5 games on the Giants.
All right, so full sweep of the NL.
Yep.
We're both, all right.
Yep.
All right, look at us. Like, we know what we're talking about.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right, the AL East.
This is where I'm not excited.
Currently, the Blue Jays are up 3.5 up on the Yankees, and the Blue Jays have won 10 straight.
I don't even have them on my list for the playoffs. I got the Yankees in that spot
I
right
had the Yankees.
Okay, so 0 for 1 there. Okay.
AL Central, we have the Tigers are up 14 games.
I got them.
I think the Chicago White Sox have a better chance of getting second than anyone else has a chance of overtaking the Tigers.
That's hilarious. Did you had the Tigers too, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, I changed my mind last second with that.
Okay.
Cleveland, and then but yeah, I have the Tigers.
Okay. All right.
All right, the AL West.
I don't.
Currently, we have Houston is up 6.5 on Seattle. I had the Rangers.
I don't know what the fuck I was thinking.
What'd you pick?
I had the Angels.
Ooh.
I just really want Mike Trout to you know,
Angels and Outfield is your favorite movie, isn't it?
that's what it is.
I knew it.
I just like Mike Trout so much. I just wanted him to have a good season. Yeah, that's so okay. So I got who'd you had?
I had for that one. I had the
Rangers. Okay, so we both went 4 for 6.
Yep, that's not
Okay, that's not bad.
not bad.
That's not bad. Okay, 4 for 6 through.
And we were both wrong on the same divisions, AL East and AL West.
Yeah.
So you had the Angels, and then you had the Yankees winning the AL East, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yep. Same
Yeah.
there. All right.
Yeah, I did not see Toronto coming out, and then like obviously we can't really see our wild cards because that's changing day in and day out. But
Okay. With the AL East though, like the Blue Jays are currently winning right now, and you picked the Yankees, right?
I did.
Do you think the Blue Jays end up winning it?
I don't know, man. How many games up are they?
They're 3.5 up on the Yankees right now. They've won 10 straight. But you know what's funny? You go and look at their I'm gonna pull it up right now.
Yeah.
A second. Their run differential. Oh, shit, look at that. I got it up right now. The Blue Jays run differential is plus 16.
Okay.
The Yankees are plus 95.
So Blue Jays just might be on a nice little. I know the Yankees are on a cold streak.
Yeah, the Yankees are 3-7 in their last 10, and the Rays are 3-7 in their last 10 too. So
Okay.
you kind of got the Red Sox floating around.
Well, they're 500, right? Or just that?
They're 47 and 45.
Okay, yeah.
They're
So
7-3 in their last 10, and I think they're scheduled to get Bregman back.
yes.
So like it's pretty wild. It's pretty wide open. There's
I don't know.
wild card right there. So you got the Yankees, Rays, and Mariners wild card spots right now. Boston's 1 game back. Division winners are Tigers.
Jesus, I didn't have. Well, okay, take the Yankees out, right? Because I had them as diviner to say, yeah, I got none of those.
It's pretty wild here. It'll be fun like towards the end of the year.
Oh yeah,
Some team is going to get hot like the Tigers.
Oh yeah.
And it could be, who knows? It could be.
Look at them Angels. They're only 4 games out of the wild card spot.
Yeah, there they are. They're 44 and 47. Yeah, that's not that far.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of teams floating around. Look at that. Pretty much all.
All right. So all right. So we'll do this. We'll do this again in September.
Yes.
And
yeah.
Okay, that was okay. So 4 out of 6. We're doing pretty good.
Not bad.
Not bad. All right.
Yep.
Perfect.
All right. Now let's
Stud
transition to our Stud and Dud.
Stud and Dud.
Yep.
All
All
right.
right. Who do you give me your Dud first?
Well, I think we're both going to be similar on this, and Dud is Malik Beasley for the Pistons. Come on, man.
You can't be owing your barber $50,000.
What kind of fucking haircuts do you get?
Oh man, how much did he make? He's made like $60 million.
Sports gambling, doing the over unders, getting caught, federal investigation. It's just a bad look. And right before he was about to sign a contract with us, I got to
record with pointers. Come on,
I got to give it to you. I mean, who do you got? I mean, there's really nothing more you could say. But
funny because I have sports gambling as a pro athlete. So any pro athletes that get busted for gambling. So I had Beasley and then Luis Ortiz.
Now Luis Ortiz is it's kind of a crazy story because he's a pitcher.
Yeah.
And he was busted for first pitch.
The prop bets, right?
The prop bets on first pitches.
Wow.
So I think the easiest way to be is he would have to have everyone that to pick, the first pitch is going to be a ball. It's easier to throw a ball than it is a strike.
Yeah, right.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, got it.
I mean, yeah, most of these pitchers are going to throw a strike. If they want to throw it down the middle, they could, but you're also limiting it to a hit.
Right.
So I could easily put it outside.
You probably think in your own mind, they're like, hey, I'm not altering the game that bad.
It's just a ball.
It's just a ball.
He's not going to swing at it. It's not changing the score of the game.
Yeah.
I'm just going to win my friends a couple $1,000.
Yep. But fuck, I mean, that's still.
Yeah, but what about the guy that's betting on a fucking strike?
Right. That, and then just.
Right, because there could be the legit guy that's like, all right, I'm betting first pitch, and he's going to throw a strike.
But I think, like, cause I know there's tons of analytic guys out there, like how much does that improve or like help the batter if he's got a 1-0 count versus an 0-1 count?
This is very true.
You know what I mean, like that.
The other thing,
I'm losing my mind.
The other thing that I don't get is these guys say, okay, I can easily manipulate my own prop bet, right? All right, I'm gonna throw a ball, so I need you. Do they not really, like, they get investigated when Vegas is like, all right, Cuz is gonna throw. All of a sudden, there's $10 million on a fucking ball as the first pitch.
Yeah, right.
Versus like a normal, I don't know, 50,000, right? Vegas probably doesn't blink an eye. But all of a sudden, you got, and I don't know what the number is. 10 million might be a lot. But you know what I'm saying? When you see one prop bet that just skyrockets.
Oh yeah. And I'm sure there's something that tips them off.
It is. Someone's gonna get tipped. Like, why? Wait, hold on. Why is this prop bet at such a high amount of money? And like, do they not think that, like, hey, yeah, I'll throw a ball. Why don't we do that? Okay, I'm not saying to do this, but if you're going to do this, right, let's be smart about it. If we're going to cheat the system, how about you just bet $1,000 on every game I pitch and I throw a ball and you win a little bit of money? Not empty your fucking bank account.
I don't think these guys are sometimes all that.
They're not smart.
No,
they're not. And you also got to think these guys, they're super young, right? These athletes are in their young 20s. They're dumb. Okay, but I'm just saying, like, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's crazy and silly. It's like what like isn't playing the game enough? Like, you have to get this other thrill. Like, okay, why don't try wakeboarding,
right?
Something like that. I don't know.
And the amount of money these guys make, right? Like, when you're a player making millions, like, does winning $10,000 really?
Right. Yeah.
Make a difference.
Right.
I know it's to really help out their friends and shit like that, but still.
Right.
Okay. Studs.
All right, let's give up our studs.
Okay.
Who do you got?
I got 4 studs, and I think it's gonna be pretty obvious. It's I'm gonna give him his name: Javier Baez, Riley Green, Tarek Skubal, and Gleyber Torres for making the All-Star game, and Frankie, the bat boy. 5. I got 5. The Frankie studs for making the All-Star game. It's a big accomplishment. So hats off to you guys.
Wait. Are you sure it's not Javier Baez? I think you had it wrong.
Javier Baez. Yeah, Javier Baez.
Yeah,
Javier Baez.
You got it.
That's better.
Yeah, there we go. And he's playing center field.
Yes.
Playing center field.
Yes.
All right.
Who do you got?
I got I'm gonna stick with the Tigers too. I got Scott Harris. I don't think the Tigers organization has ever been
stud.
Yep. And Stockton, my lifetime. You know, Tigers got the best record in baseball. 3 of our minor league teams are our A team, which is the Lakeland Flying Tigers, our A+ team, the West Michigan Whitecaps, and our AA Erie Seawolves. They all have the best record in the leagues. And then Toledo, the AAA team, is 46-42, you know, and we have 5 in the top 100 prospects. Best manager in baseball, best pitcher in baseball, best pitching coach, Fredder in baseball. Like,
how did Hinch not get the All-Star nod?
I don't know
for manager.
Who is it this year? Is it?
Oh, fuck! I just saw it today too.
Whoever was in the World Series last year. Is that how it works?
Is it? I don't. Let's see. I'm gonna look right now.
It's Boone, I think, isn't it? Who's Boone? Is it Boone?
Yeah, that's the Yankees.
Yeah, I think it's whoever was in the World Series last year is the AL manager. So.
Oh, that's exactly that. Okay, yeah. Whoever wins the well, doesn't make any fucking sense. That was last year.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
But okay.
Baseball loves its history.
Yeah, they do.
So.
And they were like, "Ooh, a Yankee."
Right. Anytime we get some pinstripes in there.
Exactly.
Right.
Ugh.
Wait till the Tigers meet them in the playoffs. It'll be fun.
All right. Studs and Duds.
That's it.
Season 2 is upon us.
Season 2, episode 1. Hope you all enjoy. Thank you for listening.
Yeah. Welcome to the dog days of summer.
Yep.
Let's go Tigers.
Yep. Buy yourselves all a kiddie pool. You need to stay cool. It's hot out there.
Yeah, I got a pool. What are you talking about? It's only 4 inches deep. It's pink and plastic, but you know.
I'll pass out in it.
All right, everybody. Love you. Thanks for listening. Go Detroit. Go Tigers.
Tigers. Thank you for listening.
All right. Good night.
Peace.